I was running from the darkness. I mean, times were dark. I was deeply in debt and I had a family and I'm trying to start a business. I'm trying to do my work. I'm trying to fulfill my purpose, even though I don't even know what it is. But I'm just running. A lot of you guys are like that. Run. You should run because you shouldn't live in darkness. But if you keep on running, you're gonna see that light. You're gonna see that little, at the end of the tunnel. It just looks, in the beginning, it just looks like a little circle. That's when things start working out a little bit. You start to say, hey, I'm getting the hang of this. I'm getting some rewards from this. And as you keep going towards it, what happens to that little circle, right? It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you just keep running. And you start to feel the euphoria, the passion, the excitement associated with getting closer and closer and closer until it starts to absorb you.
Don't quit on the unknown, because every day when things go wrong, they sometimes will, when the road that you treasure seems all uphill, when cares are pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. Many a failure turned about, though he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't give up though the pace seems slow. You might succeed with just another blow. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tints of the cloud of doubt. You never know how close you are. You might be near, but you seem so far. So stick to the fight when you hardest hit. It's when things go wrong, you must not quit.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? This your boy, Rudy LaRose in the building. What is going on, guys? I am so excited for another episode of Confidence Factor Talks. Yeah, Ted, we coming for you, Ted. We coming. We are here live today, guys. It is a beautiful Thursday. I'm excited to be with you. Listen, do me a favor. Before I introduce the rest of the cast, the rest of the group, the rest of the Confidence Factor men, I need you to do me a huge favor. Do me a huge favor right now. I need you to comment heart level. Like comment, I want to see the lines blow up. I want to see the comment section blow up with heart level. Hashtag heart level. Because we're going to have some heart level conversation tonight. So do me a favor right now. Stop listening and start typing. Hashtag heart level. Hashtag heart level. Hashtag heart level. Just start putting that in. Please, Mr. Delp. Boom. Start putting hashtag heart level right in the comment section so that I know you are with me and you are watching hashtag heart level, because we're about to have some serious heart level conversations. And before I get started, I just want to thank you for being here. Please make sure you share this live right now with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your enemies, your frenemies, the neighbor next door, the boy down the street, the guy you used to talk to. Like, share this with the world. Do me a favor, hit share. Boom, right there. Share right there. Boom. Let's do it. Let's go. We're ready for a phenomenal show tonight. We have some exciting news. I'm talking like some exciting news to share with you. But before I do that, it's not just me. Tonight, I have some special guests as always. My co-hosts, my peoples, my gentes, all the way from Jacksonville. Make some noise for the doctor himself, Bobby B in the building, baby.
In the building! What's happening, baby? What's happening? Let's do the thing, boy.
Oh my God, look at this guy, man. Baby. You look like you ready for the marathon, B. What's going on?
Hold on. Give it to him one time, baby.
Heart level,
yes, baby, heart level.
Man, I'm glad to be in the building with you, my friend. I couldn't ask anybody else to be running this race with me, but Bobby B himself.
Today's a big day. Today's a big day. Today is the day.
Do you feel it, my friend?
Hey, this is what we started on right here. This is the first conversation. We accomplished what we set out to do on the very first conversation.
Yes,
so we got a special announcement for you guys.
You got a special announcement.
Pay close attention.
Yes.
Keep your eyes fixed. And matter of fact, do you guys want to hear it? Do you want to hear this? No, we can't tell them. It's too soon. I'm so excited.
I don't think they're ready.
I'm excited,
because
baby.
they're not ready. Why? Because we missing one. We're missing part of the Three Musketeers. What's going on? Say what's up to my man all the way from Orlando, the champion of the champion himself, the professor, Mr. Darian Hill in the building, baby. What's going on?
Knock him out. Knock him out. Knock him out.
Do you even know how to box, bro? Do you even know how to box? Have you ever been in the ring, bro? I'm just saying,
you know, you just gotta keep going, man. You just gotta keep going. That's what it's all about, man. You know,
keep moving.
Oh man, fellas, we at it again. We finally at it again. Another Thursday. We're here. Yeah. Confidence Factor is in the building, having heart level conversations that lead to transformation. I want to welcome you guys to this ecosystem. This system of growth, this community of love and heart level, right? We say heart level, right, fellas? Show them heart level. This is what we say, right?
Heart level.
So for those of you guys that tune in, as my brother Rudy mentioned, and Bobby mentioned as well, we got a special announcement tonight. But before we get into that special announcement, we do want to again acknowledge you guys for being here. We thank you so much for blessing us with your time and showing up. We do this for us, and we do this for so many other people out there who need to have information that's going to just inspire them to action. And fellas, I'm excited to be here because, man, as we're going through life, you know, being part of an environment, being part of a community, you know, having these conversations is so essential. For me, it's soul uplifting. I don't know about you fellas, but for me, it's soul uplifting, right? It's great stuff, you know. And we're on a mission to be able to help entrepreneur-minded men to be able to pursue their passionate purpose by developing their confidence factor, right? So getting that fear factor and moving that out the way and moving into that faith factor. That's what it's all about. And of course, we love that the ladies are here with us as well. We love that you're here to support us and share the message. So we want to encourage you to share this with your husbands, your spouses, you know, your family, your friends, everybody. Just share this message with everyone because we want to be able to touch over 5 million lives. So we appreciate you being here. So listen, a couple of things we wanted to talk about before we jump into our conversation today, our fun conversation to, and a big announcement that we have. Of course, as you guys know, we have a group called the Confidence Factor Group. So if you want to join the group, if you're a man, entrepreneur-minded man who is looking for a community, who's looking for a group of people who are going to help to support you to take you to the next level, to provide the resources, the insight. Of course, there's a fun, strong environment, right, that you want to be a part of, then check out our group. It's called the Confidence Factor, definitely. And as you know, for the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about this challenge we're going to have. It's called the Unleash Your Riches Challenge. So you see the link that comes up there. I want you guys to take that link. We're going to put that in the comments as well. Click that. Go ahead and sign up for the challenge. We're having a 7-day free challenge. Because fellas, what do we know? We know that so many people right now, with what's going on, it's so easy for your focus to be taken away into things that's not serving you, right? We know that.
Yeah.
We know that. And we want to certainly create an opportunity for people to have a nice action plan and accountability to help them to move forward, because we know that accountability is so critical. I know for me it is. And I know it's so critical for all of us to be able to reach a level of success that we want. So definitely click on that link. Join us over that challenge. It's a 7-day challenge, and we're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna have some tools, some resources that you can continue to use wherever you are in your life, on your path and your journey towards success. But I am truly excited about today's conversation because it's really one of those conversations that, to me, is so transformative, and it's what's happening to a lot of people today. You know, fellas. You know, I was talking to a friend the other day, and they were telling me, like, they were saying, you know what, everything that's going on right now, I can see myself only getting so far. I can see myself only getting so far. And I said, it's interesting because it reminded me so much of how I used to live my life. And in many cases, how I have to stop myself from, going through life, which is we allow circumstance and conditions and things, what we can see, to dictate how far we can go in life, right? It's not true. Like, oftentimes we allow the circumstance, things, that the current events that's happening today, the things we're hearing in the news, to really stop us from being able to move forward. And this person was really talking and being in that conversation. and I had to share with them. I said, listen, you can live in the thing that you want right now. You can live in the moment of the thing that you want right now. You don't have to wait until the circumstance changes. In fact, most time, I don't know if you had experiences, but for me, most time when I try to wait until something happens to be happy, or when I wait until a circumstance changes, or when I arrive at success, then all of a sudden it become successful, then I realize when I get that thing, it's never as fulfilling as I thought it was. Right.
Yep.
And so there's this misconception that we have to wait until we arrive at something, or we wait until we acquire something to then be happy, to then be fulfilled, right? Or to feel like a success. And that's not true. So we want to have a conversation around that, because we know so often, all of us get caught up in that kind of conversation that we limit our ability to be able to move forward because of what we're focusing on. Right. Yeah. And I love this quote. I'm going to share this quote real quick. It's so important. I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. Right? It's one of those powerful quotes. And, it's by Albert Einstein. He said this. He said, imagination is the preview of coming attractions. Right. Imagination is a preview of coming attractions. And, when you hear that, fellas, what do you guys think? I want to get your feedback on that. What do you guys think, real quick, Bobby? When you hear imagination, the preview of coming attractions? What do you
come on, baby? Imagination creates reality, right? you gonna fire me up right now?
I just want to ask you a quick question, because I know you got you got like the runway. You got the runway. I just want to know what you thought about that.
All right, I thought you told me to take the jet. That's why I bought the jet. I want to fly. That's why I bought the jet. You know what I mean? I don't want to walk. I want to fly.
You want to fly. I didn't give you the G5 yet. You know what I'm saying? You work with the Falcon. You got the Falcon.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I'll take the Phantom. I'm taking the Phantom to the jet. I'll sit in the back seat. So my comment is imagination creates reality. Imagination creates reality. That's it. I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah.
You leave it there. Yeah. That's it. Absolutely. Rudy, what are your thoughts, man? Albert Einstein said this so many years ago. Imagination is the preview of coming attractions. What's your thought of that, man?
Man, my mind just went straight to kids, man. When you ever been in a room with a bunch of kids and you hear, like, just do me a favor. Next time you're in a room and a bunch of kids, just stop and listen to their conversations.
Wow.
I mean, they talking about, I'm gonna be a dinosaur. I'm gonna be a mermaid. I'm gonna be they just going off, and you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? But it's the imagination, and at some point, I believe that at some point, society just begins to tell us you can't think that. Like, no, it doesn't exist. No, stop saying that. Stop thinking like that. And we just stop being imagined. Like, so we stop imagining things. And that's where I believe from the inside, we start dying to our purpose. Because I think imagination breathes purpose, like it breathes into your purpose. And so I think the more things you can imagine, the more you can bring breath into your purpose, man. I just went straight to the kids, bro.
Yeah, I love that, because kids definitely have a natural way of connecting with real substance and real tools that we all have to be able to manifest our dreams, right? Yeah. And to be able to draw our dreams to us. Because if you listen to what he says imagination is the preview of coming attractions. So everything that we look in life, everything that we see in life was first a thought or first an image, right? Yeah. And so that image that was created then became a preview of something that came, right? Yeah. And so what we have to think about is, if we're using our imagination only based upon current circumstance, what are we going to continue to get, right? What are we going to continue to get when we only use our imagination to focus on the existing things as they are? Yep. So if we want to make a shift, if we want to go from stuck in our business, in our life, right, we got to start to really utilize one of the governing principles, which is our imagination, right? And Albert also said something else. He said imagination is more important than knowledge. Yeah. So I mean, that's big for me, because a lot of times I try to acquire all the knowledge. But if you look at my focus is on what I don't have. I focus on what I'm not. And imagination is the thing that's going to draw the things to you. So you can acquire all the knowledge you want. You can be book smart all you want. But if you're not using the faculty of imagination, then you're not really aligned with the things, your purpose, and the things that you want. So we want to have a conversation around that whole concept of living in it. What you want to say about?
Hey D, it's funny too, because I was just the other day I heard this about someone saying, you look at the people who have created things, the Apples of the world, the Facebook, and the all these different people, and if you ask them, how did this come about? It all started with their imagination. But then the implementation of it was not necessarily them. It wasn't necessarily them that implemented or worked or labored to make it happen, but it was out of their imagination that labor was even able to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
The visionary of it all. So that's where it's so important for us to live in that state, because it allows us to create and give jobs. I mean, I'm just saying.
Love it. So we want to acknowledge a couple of people that's on. We see Alam is here. What's going on, champion? We see Alicia is here with us. Vincent came on. Welcome, welcome. Juliet is here with us. Welcome, welcome. Again, like we said, please share this conversation. We're having heart level conversation that lead to transformation. We're having fun. We're sharing some timeless principles that people can implement. And we're doing this because, like I said, ultimately, we realize that people in conversation that don't serve them, right? And we knew that it was a book, it was a resource, it was something that came into our lives at a point in time when we're going through a defining moment that literally made a shift. And so we know how important this moment is. We know the responsibility of just getting up and sharing, or even just creating this vortex right now where we're having this conversation with three of us, how it can impact so many lives. And you have that ability as well when you're making that shift, when you're showing up, when you're sharing your gift of value. And we want to support you in that. We want to support you to continue to see possibilities in your life, right? So you can use that imagination to see possibilities and see the preview of a coming attraction, to live in your vision, to live in the things that you want. No, don't wait until it arrives to then live there. Live in that state right now. And so some of you may be saying, because the brain is going like, Darian, that sounds all good. I mean, I tried that. I did something like that before, but it didn't work, right? Right? As soon as we hear something, the mind just always defaults to like, well, that doesn't work for me. It may work for you because Darian, you live in a certain area, or you did this, or you did that, so that works for you, but it doesn't work for me. Listen, the reality is, if you study success leaves clues, fellas. We've studied success. Listen, everyone who has really risen through any sort of adversity, whether it be the depression, whether it be a loss in the business, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a health challenge, have used the faculty of what we're talking about today to see new possibilities for their life. So you can do it. Wherever you are in life, whatever pain you're going through, we know that life is dealing with us, all of us, at some level. But we want you to recognize that you can keep pushing forward. We want to give you that word. So thanks for tuning in with us. What's going on, Willie? I see you here, champion. Appreciate you joining in. So fellas, let's get into this conversation, man. I want us to share a little bit about our thoughts on this whole concept of living in the end. You know what I mean? I know you guys are ready to go. I know you guys are ready to go. And just to remind everyone,
Rudy pumped, boy. He's pumped. And
just to remind everyone, if you're coming on, put heart level, #heart level. If you're hearing us right now, you're watching us on the replay, put replay and then put heart level, #heart level. So that's heart level, right? That's what we want to hear you say. Heart level all day. Heart level all day.
We need a song.
Heart level all day. Hey, listen, I'm gonna have fun tonight. I don't know about y'all. I'll have some good fun, right? Yeah. So, and of course, we have our challenge coming up. We are a community for entrepreneur-minded men, and we want to build a platform to help provide the tools and the resources. So we have a challenge. And so, hey, fellas, before we get into it, we haven't even really given the big announcement yet. We haven't given a big announcement yet, right? So we haven't even given a big announcement, right? So of course that's the link to the challenge. That's the link for the challenge right there. So I'm gonna tell you what. Hey, Rudy, listen, bro. You are the connector. You are the connector. You are the heart. You're the heart, the CF man. I want you to tell him. I want you to tell him, Captain. I want you to tell him what's going on.
The Catalyst Connection.
The Catalyst
Connection.
I want you to tell him what's going on with CF, man.
Oh man, how do I even begin to even to talk about something like that? Tell him
the story. Tell him the story.
Okay.
It was all a dream. I called up my boy Rudy Roots. Was like, yo, let's write a book.
Yeah.
Never make a point without a story, and never have a story without a point. The moral of the story is you just got to do the doggone thing, man.
Do the doggone thing.
Do the doggone thing. The story goes like this. For the longest time, I felt that the world needed to hear my heart as it related to what it feels like to be confident. And it wasn't just about me showing up, oh, look at me, I'm Rudy LaRose, but it was just me living in my skin, being comfortable with who I am, being comfortable for being, for being an island person, a Haitian male, being comfortable for being bald, being comfortable for being, having gray, like wherever I was, whatever state that I was in, to be comfortable in it, to be comfortable, not in the sense that I didn't want to grow, but in the sense that there was no shame, there was no boundaries, there was nothing was hindering me in the state that I was in. And that confidence, that factor that came into that confidence was something that I wanted to share with the rest of the world, because for me, growing up, it seemed like it was normal to me. Like I never showed up somewhere where I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should be here. I don't know if I should talk to people. Like I always felt wherever I was supposed to be there, no matter what the environment looked like. Except, going to jail, I don't think I need to be there, but I'm just saying. But the point is that I always wanted to share with the world what it feels like to show up confidently. And some of you guys out there, some of you men out there, we're talking to men tonight. Sorry, ladies, but I want the men in your life to hear this. So listen very closely. We're talking to the men and we're saying, how are you showing up in your life? Like, how are you showing up in your marriage? How are you showing up in your spiritual life? How do you show up financially? How do you show up on your job, on your career? How are you showing up with your clients? In every area of my life, I want to examine those things each and every day, because I believe if we show up confidently, if we show up with the knowing, with the understanding of who we are, what our purpose is in that particular scenario, man, it'll manifest in everything that we do in life. It'll manifest in every area that we touch in life. And so with that being said, when I got together with these brothers, I thought it was so keen and so important as we started having these conversations about what does it feel like to be confident in this area or that area. Darian, you're a social media marketing guru. When you show up, what does that feel like for you to show up confidently? Was it always like that? Did you have to put some work into it? What did you have to do to be the person you are today? Bobby, same thing. Bobby, when you showed up in real estate, when you showed up in fitness, when you showed up in mindset as a speaker, wherever you showed up, how do you show up so confidently? Because for the rest of the world, when people show up in high and in these high level energy, type space, people think it's just natural. Like, oh man, it's so easy for them. They can do it, but I can't. And I'm here to tell you that it's not the case. And I'm here to tell you, because of that, because we believe that it's not the case, we are officially, I need the fellas to come back on this. We are officially the authors of The Confidence Factor for Men book, available right now on Amazon.
What?
That's right.
What?
7 steps to unstoppable confidence. 7 steps to unstoppable confidence is available on Amazon right now. Here's the link below. This is the first time that we're talking about it, and we're super excited about this project because we believe this is the bridge that's going to allow us to have these heart level conversations that's going to lead to transformation in men. We're talking to the men tonight because we're realizing as men, if we show up confidently, man, it shows up in everything that we do.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to have these brothers, this brother right here, this brother right here, and this brother right here. I'm excited to have them in my corner, man. Bobby B, just tell me a little bit about how you felt with this project, with this book, man. You know, putting that together.
Bro, it was exciting. It was exciting. You know, it's crazy because, right, you know, we talk about the vision, right? The vision is for an appointed time. It's for an appointed time. I just realized the other day that this is one of the conversations that started the whole thing about a book.
Yeah.
That, hey, let's write a book, right? You know, because we were asking, how do you show up confidently? We weren't where we wanted to be in life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you know, we started these heart level conversations, you know, like why do you think it didn't work for you? Or why do you think you're not where you want to be yet? And, you know, now we're talking back and forth, and, you know, you got to be a little vulnerable, right? Because you're putting your heart out there, and you saying, hey, I'm not as strong as I like to be. And you telling that to another man, you know, you're telling to another lion. You're not trying to get eaten, you know, but it's another lion. So you got to make sure you have the right lion that you can break that down with. But I'm excited about it because we started off the conversation with that. What do we need to do to get to the next level? That's how we started talking. What exactly do we need to do so we can go to the next level for ourselves? For you know, you kept talking about legacy. I'm like, dang, this guy's on this legacy trip. But in order to leave a legacy, you got to be doing something. It's got to be more than, you know, just paying the bills. It's got to be more than just, you know, watching TV. It's got to be more than video games. It's got to be more than, you know, watching sports. It had to be more. So the question was for us, what's the more? So, you know, so we started, you know, step by step and digging. And so what I love about it is that, you know, for me, you know, I'm around some brothers that are in their authentic passion, genuine, pure about who we are. It's like, yo, if you don't know, we're like, yo, look, dude, I don't know. I mean, I can find out the answer, but if you want it right now, I don't have that. And that's it's refreshing, you know, it's liberating to be, it's liberating, man. Cause you're like, you know, I know the answer, you know, like, nah, you don't, you're going to go look it up. Just tell me you're going to look it up and get back with me, you know, or whatever. But being around brothers that have authentic passion and we're working towards something, step by step, day by day, brick by brick. Boy, look at here, brick by brick, we building a wall, man. Like your boy say, you can't tear this down. You can't tear it down. You know, and so I'm excited to be around you guys. I'm excited because we have now completed phase 1 of the vision. It started with the vision. You know, let's write a book. Okay, then how do we do that? And so we, you know, brick by brick, day by day, we started working on it, and now we did it, and now it's published, right? And so now we're authors. Wow, look at that, right? Yeah, that's amazing. D, what's your opinion, baby?
Well,
how first you feel about this?
Yeah, but before I tell you how I feel, I got to tell you how I feel about some of the people that are showing up, man. I got to give a shout out to Charles D. Wilder, a longtime client of mine. What's going on, Charles? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you watching. I want a big shout out to Dana. She's here with her husband as well. Tom is here. Star Babatoon is here. Will Curry.
Star, shout out to Star.
You know, shout out to Shar. You know, we got to shout out to these people. Thanks again for showing up. You know, and
shout out to my boy Alim too, man. Shout out to my boy Alim Abrams. He's out there.
Yeah. We definitely
shout out to Nipsey on 25th Street. You know what I'm saying?
and Pookie Ray Raheem, and Little Black and Derek. My goodness. Goodness.
Like I said, tonight is a celebration. As you guys know, we we're talking about this book that we just released, and we birthed this book, man. We were working on this for a long time, and we had this vision to really share our hearts and our thoughts with people, talking about leaving a legacy. And it's so interesting for me. And I really, guys, until I got with y'all, I never really seen myself as an author. Like, we talk about vision. I never saw myself being an author. And so it's so interesting that now that I had a community of other brothers to really support that vision. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in that dream today, and it's kind of surreal. Yeah. It's kind of surreal to know that, hey, there's a book with your name on it on Amazon. And some people will say, well, that's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal. It's a huge deal because so many times people die with their books in them, or their things that they want to share. You know, the things that they want to share with the world, they die with that on. So for this moment, man, we got to really celebrate this moment. This is not something to just simply just say, oh yeah, we got a book. No, we're part of a very few people who are who are willing to really step forward into their vision and do something and manifest that vision. So I really just want to take in this moment and honor you fellas for what we have accomplished. We got to really celebrate this moment. And I love it because we're a testament to so many people who want to be able to step up and create their books and share themselves and show up more in their life, right? So I'm truly excited for the impact that what this book is going to have. So listen, of course, we appreciate you guys' support. Click on the link that's in the comment section and purchase the book. We have big visions to support not just only men, but with mentorship programs and retreats and things like that to really make a big impact. Supporting us by purchasing the book and sharing it with other men who need to have the principles that we share to help them to take them to the next level is important. So I'm just
and don't just get one. And don't just get one.
You
need listen. Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth. You already know I'm a wild stallion. You can't be tamed. I can't be tamed. Listen, we can't tell you how many times that some female has come and said, hey, can you talk to my husband? Or, you know, my husband need to be a part of you guys' group. And women, ladies, just because it says for men does not mean you cannot purchase. Buy you 4 or 5 of them, keep them in the trunk. And when you come across a dude that's like, yeah, I'm trying to level up, or I want to go to the next level, or here's the famous quote, I don't have friends. There's not men out there who, you know, are trying to do anything. Nope, go in the trunk. Hey, read this. Get with these guys. There you go. Get you 4 or 5 of them. Throw them in the car. And every time you meet a man that needs to level up, hand them a book. They got no excuse after that point.
Hey, I'm even gonna say, listen, you got a guy that you know you think you might want to date. Make sure you read the book first. I'm just checking.
Hold on. You got to do a subscription. We'll check them out for you. Make sure.
Oh, you want my number? No problem. Go and buy this book on Amazon. It's called The Confidence Factor for Men. And after you read that, we're gonna do a dissertation about what you understood about. Then we can have a conversation.
So you gotta have the CF seal, right? You gotta have the
CF seal.
It's a certification. Hey, there it is right there in your screen. It's a certification seal. If you see the man with the little lapel, he's been through the course. He's been through the program. Hey, but listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's levels to this.
All right, hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, y'all are silly, man. I love this.
Look ahead, boy.
What's up? So I see Mark is here. Hey, what's going on, Mark?
What's up?
Shout out to Kung Fu Bobby Lee.
Hey, he's a sensei today. It's like, it's like
I'm Bruce Leroy, man. How did you know that was the blue one? I do not know, master.
Love it. So like I said, we're here. We're celebrating a major milestone in Confidence Factor. We produced the book. It's on Amazon. We'd love you guys to go and grab a copy and support what we're doing here with Confidence Factor, sharing heart level conversation.
You keep saying one copy. You keep saying more than one. I changed it from 2. You need 4 or 5. Put 4 or 5 in the trunk. Listen, women all over the country saying men need to level up. So we started a little program to help you level up.
Absolutely.
Hey, one more thing, D. I'm sorry, I got to do this. Shout out to Tasha Chen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tasha Chen. Shout out to Donna St. Louis. Shout out to April Kelly. Shout out to my wife, Christine. Shout out to Tammy, Tamika. Shout out to Gabby. Like all of these ladies that have surrounded us to be where we're at today. Shout out to my mom, Nikki J. Shout out to the professor. Wait for it. The professor has a very special shout out in the house because they just celebrated their anniversary.
Not
too long ago.
You already know, man.
Shout out to Davina and the building. 18 years. Shout out to
the queen.
The queen. I had to take my time for the queen because she's quiet, but when she speaks,
powerful.
Shout out to the ladies, man. Because of you, we're here today.
Yeah, no, and that's for real. That's for real. We have so many women in our corner to support what we're doing and really see, ourselves bigger than sometimes even what we see ourselves, right? So they hold a space and a vision for us that's larger than sometimes what we see for ourselves. So we got to acknowledge the ladies, man, absolutely, because they've always been the foundation upon which we rise to our success. So we want to certainly acknowledge that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting what we're doing with Confidence Factor. I think it's part of the ask, the unspoken ask that so many women have about having communities. And also, of course, men too, wanting to have conversations and wanting to be part of a community where they can feel be supported, right? And they can have conversations where they feel uncomfortable in other settings that they can't have. So, we've seen happen in a lot of things that we're doing. So fellas,
we have fun. We have fun, but it's a safe space. And just a shout out to Mark too, because he asked about the audiobook. We do have the audiobook. So if anybody does get the regular book and you want the audiobook, then just hit us up on Facebook and we'll send you a copy of the audiobook if you get the regular book. We have it available already.
Beautiful. Big up to Jazzy. Jazzy, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. One of the big movers and shakers here in Orlando, building communities and making a huge impact in the local community here in Orlando. So love you, appreciate you, all the work that you're doing. Thank you for showing up and giving us a little bit of your energy. Yeah, fellas. So, we here to talk about vision. We're here to talk about vision. We've laid the foundation for things that we have done. We have accomplished one of our visions, which is to write a book, to really make an impact in the minds and the hearts of a lot of entrepreneur-minded men. And so they have a resource that they can take from the things that we've learned, the struggles we've gone through, the ups, the downs, and the mistakes that we've made. And we pen that book to really be a really key aspect to the transformation they can have in their life. So I'm really excited about that. But when we look at that vision, one of the things that comes to mind is the quote from Napoleon Hill. It's one of my favorite ones, but I'm trying to remember the guy. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump into it because usually my quotes just be flowing, but tonight for some reason I can't remember. Earl Nightingale. There we go. Earl Nightingale. There we go. Earl. Uncle Earl. Hey, it's not about perfection, it's about excellence, right? Sometimes you just ain't gonna remember the quotes, man. You just gotta keep moving forward. So here's a quote: success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, right? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And so what we're doing today, we are literally basking in this worthy ideal that we set out, right? We had this worthy ideal and we continue to progress towards it. But we held a space of this book. We saw this book continuously. We spoke about this book continuously, even though it wasn't there, even though it wasn't on Amazon. We already saw it on Amazon. We saw ourselves selling millions of copies. We saw ourselves, being on stage, empowering over 5 million men, which is our big mission here at Confidence Factor. We held that vision and we're now basking in that vision right now with having a book. And so, if we were having the old conversation that we would have had, right, which is, man, things are kind of rough right now, the economy, we're not sure if people are going to show up. If we're in that conversation, then guess what? We're not progressing towards an ideal. What we're doing is we're just looking at the circumstances and how things are given to us, and we're allowing those circumstances to dictate what kind of vision we can have for our life. And if you're watching this right now and you feel like, you know what, I don't know if I'm able to move forward. I don't know if I'll be able to accomplish my dreams because maybe I lost my job, or maybe I lost a client, or maybe, things right now are not going good in some aspects of your life. In this conversation that we're going to have tonight, you have a tool that's inside of you. There's a switch that you can flip that's inside of you that can literally start the process of attracting what you want. Start the process of moving you towards a vision that, even though it's not present physically in front of you, that you have the ability to start the creation of it. Because it's like what Earl Nightingale says: success is the progressive realization towards a worthy ideal. He didn't say success is arriving at the thing. He didn't say, hey, once you get the nice house and get the nice car, and once you get the nice business, then you're successful. No, he said success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So what he's saying is that so Rudy, Bobby, I can be here sitting and I can say, okay, here's the thing. Here's my vision for my life. Here's the thing that I want to accomplish. And as long as I am starting to progress towards that, taking consistent action towards that, I can, because of that definition, I can say that I'm success. So many of us want to define ourselves as success based upon the arrival of things.
There you go.
That's the problem. If you say that I'm successful when you arrive, guess what? You're always going to be chasing success. You need to embody being successful to attract the things that you want. You can define yourself as successful now based upon what Earl Nightingale was saying. As long as you have a worthy ideal, and as long as you have a vision and you're progressing towards it, you're a success. And I think that's so critical because you know, who we see ourselves as today is what we will attract. If we see ourselves as not enough, we will see ourselves as, you know, not smart enough, if we see ourselves as, you know, not worthy, then oftentimes we don't create the kind of life that we want. And so to have a definition that allows us to be in the state of being, successful now, really is so magical and really is something that helps us to move forward. So success is a progressive realization of the worthy ideal. How we see ourselves today is what we're going to attract, right? So it's so critical. So fellas, I want you guys to jump in because I know each one of you have just some gems that you want to share, and we have this conversation around visioning and about living in the end, around not waiting until circumstances change to see yourself in possibility. So Bobby, Kung Fu Master, what?
Yeah.
Shaolin
Mr. Bobby, that's right.
Master, I want you to share. That you share your wisdom and your knowledge, Master.
That's right. Share your wisdom.
I see what you guys are doing there. I mean, we live and everything, but you know, I see what's happening here. Yo, listen, you said it. I mean, Uncle Earl told us what's going on, right? And you know, one of the things I used to tell my daughter back in the day, I used to tell her, chase the root, not the fruit. Chase the root and not the fruit. Listen, chase the root and not the fruit. You talked about success, and just as Darian was saying, sometimes we think that success means that I have the house, the car, the money, the clothes. Those are just the byproducts, right? Those are the byproducts of being successful. Success is doing all that you can do each day. Because see, every day we have energy, and energy, we have time. Time is our currency. So every day you're blessed with these 24 hours and you say, okay, I'm gonna take these 24 hours. And the question is, how are you gonna spend those 24 hours? You could spend them on somebody else's dream. You could spend them on someone else's idea, or you could spend them on the things that you want to do for your life. We know we talk about the brick by brick, right? With Will Smith, he gave this illustration about how his father knocked down the wall. And then he said, you know, you don't go set out to build a great wall. You set out to lay one brick as perfectly as you can. And success to me means showing up each day and doing all that I need to do for that specific day. So with that being said, I'm saying chase the root and not the fruit. So you say, I'm in a bad situation. There's loss of job. There's frustration. I'm not reaching my goals. I'm not hitting the place where I want to be in my life. But I say to you that if you just put your mind towards the end result, if you put your mind on your vision, if you keep your mind directed, you know, nowadays we're hearing a lot about gratefulness. And see, and so many people are saying, oh, be grateful and speak gratefulness. But I don't know if everyone understands what's happening when you put your mind towards gratefulness. You see, my mind towards gratefulness when I wake up, I want to be successful for the day. So for that day, I wake up, I say, you know, I'm grateful that I have another day. I have another opportunity to build my legacy, to leave a legacy. I'm grateful that, you know, I have a place to live. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to eat. I'm grateful that I have a car to drive. I'm grateful for all these things. When you have your mind in that particular space, your mind is fixed on an end result. Your mind is fixed towards I have, not I don't have. There's only two things you can do. You can go towards a negative or you can go towards the positive. When your mind is being grateful, your mind is towards the positive. You're appreciating of what you do have. When you are currently appreciating what you do have, you're not worried about what you don't have. So by being grateful, our minds is fixed towards an end result. Our minds is fixed towards success. So I wanted to say that part, to chase the root. The root is What do I need to do today to get me towards my end result? And when you set your vision for your life, you want to feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So what does that mean? I remember back in the day, I was already traveling around different countries speaking. I was already getting paid to speak, and I was making lots of money. And I was saying, man, I just want to be able to help anybody. I thought because where I was going to continue to go up. I didn't know I may have to come back down. When I said I wanted to be able to help anyone, I didn't know that by speaking those words out, that I was going to set in motion for the universe to set me up in a situation where I could talk to anyone. While we're laughing and we're playing and we're joking and we're talking, and we're having a celebration here, I'm still in my memory to say, I've been to federal prison. I've been to prison. And when I was in federal prison, I had a choice to make. The choice I had to make was, do I go back home and do nothing? Do I go back home with the traditional mindset and say, you can't get a job, you can't do much in society. People are going to look at you funny. People are going to treat you funny. You can't. Do I go back with that mindset, or do I go back with the end result, a vision for my life? See, at that time, I had probably a mattress, a mattress and a TV, no clothes, no nothing. When I came home, I had $26 in my pocket. And when the $26 in my pocket, my wife and I, we set ourselves to work towards a vision. We said we were going to rebuild our marriage. We said we were going to rebuild our family. We said we were going to get our finances in order. We said we were going to get another house. We said we were going to get a car. Guess what? All those things we didn't have. We only had $26. And so I didn't realize at that moment that the universe has set everything in place for me to be able to say, you know what, you're going to be able to look anybody in the face and tell them that they can do it. And say, well, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've gone through. You don't know. No. I may not have experienced your personal situation, but I know what it feels like to be down and out. I do know what it feels like to be frustrated. I do know what it feels like that your life is going to end. I know what it feels like to be under duress and under stress and under pressure at any given moment that your life can be taken. I understand those things. So I can look a person in the eye now and say, no, I may not know your specific details, but I know what it's like to be under pressure. I know what it's like when you feel like the walls is closing in. You see, we're under COVID right now, and COVID's saying, stay in the house. You can't go nowhere. Don't talk to people. Don't touch. See, I've been in that situation by being in prison. I've been in a situation where you better not touch anybody. You better not look at anybody. You better not move too fast, right? I've been under those conditions. I've been under duress and stress. And I'm telling you that you can make it through. I'm telling you the secret to make it through is to imagine an end result. As Darian said before, everything around you, if you look around the room where you are, everything started in someone's mind. At one moment, it did not exist. And that person said, you know what? A toaster would be a great idea. Instead of having the bread like this, it'd be great if you can drop the toast in something and hit a button and walk away and it pop up when it's ready and I don't have to watch it. That came from somebody's mind. So the question becomes is what's in your mind? What's in your heart? What do you have inside of you that you want to bring to pass? That's the vision. Right? And God matches the dream with the dreamer. So we have to feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. How do you make it through, B? I'm telling you, put your vision on yourself, get a vision for your life, and then feel the feeling. I had to be in prison and imagine myself being free. I had to imagine myself with my own business. I had to imagine myself with another house. I had to imagine myself with a paid off car. I had to imagine myself with my marriage being restored. I had to imagine myself with great friends and great people around me. Everything that I see now was once part of my imagination. I have literally walked into the vision I've created for myself. So you say, what's the secret? I had to feel the feeling. I walked around the track every day in prison, talking to myself, saying scriptures, just speaking out loud to myself. You will make it. You will do it. You can bounce back. And this is happening for a reason. This has not come to kill you. This has come to make you better. I was praying. And there's a scripture that says, when you pray, believe. That's it right there. Believe. If you are believing, then obstacles don't matter. Pressures don't matter. Storms don't matter. Trials don't matter. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is bringing your vision to fruition. So it says, when you pray, believe. And here's the key for me. It was for an appointed time. So I want to leave you with that the appointed time has come. I'm now an author. I now have a 5-bedroom house. I have a car in the yard that's paid off with no payments on it. I have multiple businesses and more businesses on the way. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. So feel the feeling. Wake up in the morning early and feel how it would feel should you realize your best, most powerful thoughts, the God-given thoughts, that what you have in your heart. And that's what I got to leave you with right there. We're creators. Create your life.
Man, love that.
Man, that was powerful.
Yeah, say that was fire. and I want to acknowledge Cindy. Cindy, thanks for being here. Cindy Schroeder, thanks for being here. She said, "Thank you for sharing your story, Bobby. Very inspiring. Very inspiring." And that's
Cindy. Thank you. Thank you.
That's what we're here to continue to inspire people to action, inspire ourselves, and just be an example for what's possible, even though life sometimes will knock you down, right? Sometimes life is gonna knock you down. You gotta keep rolling forward. So Rudy, what's going on, champ? I know we got a few more minutes here to close it on the top of the hour, but we want to hear from you, brother.
This is gonna be the extended version, bro. This show about to get extended.
we got to go overtime. We got to do overtime.
Do we have your permission to go overtime? Can we go overtime a little bit? Can we go over a little bit?
I need heart level. If you want us to go overtime and you say, you know what, I love what I'm hearing, guys, I want you guys to say heart level. I want you guys to put heart level, because that's going to let us know that we're doing what we're supposed to do and where we're supposed to be. Heart level.
Let me acknowledge one other person, of course. Amy Walker is here. What's going on, Amy? Appreciate you tuning in. Love you to share what we're doing here at Confidence Factor with the men in your community. Love you, appreciate you. Rudy, go ahead, man. Let's hear from you. The extended version, champ.
man. Envisioning the end from the beginning, man. It's so powerful to me because earlier on Facebook I shared a video about having my dream car, which is I call it Blessed Man Walking, BMW, and it was, just to the typical folks, it's just a car. And at the end of the day, one of these days, this car is going to be in the junkyard. I'm just saying, it's a piece of metal, but to me, it was a dream. To me, it was a vision. To me, it was something that I aspired to own. And so it was about 16 years old. I remember I was in Manhattan. I can literally envision where I was when my aunt told me, Rudy, go move the car downstairs, because the how like the street sweepers, they got to come and sweep the streets, and you got to move the car to the other side. Those of you guys from New York, you know what I'm talking about. You got to move the car to the other side so they can sweep. So she asked me to move the car on the other side, and I remember jumping into her car and then just like starting her BMW, and I heard that vroom sound, and I was like, "Oh man, that sounds really good." I mean, I can even remember, it was a 90. I want to say it was an 86. It was white, 2-door, with the leather. I mean, it was sweet, right? I remember starting the car, and I remember thinking to myself, one of these days I'd love to own a car like this, not knowing what it would take, not knowing and understanding what I was speaking, not knowing and understanding what I was saying at the time. But what I knew is I envisioned the end from the beginning. I had a vision of what was to come. I understood that there was a vision at that moment, at that time, that was birthed into me. And so I remember several years later, I would drive by the BMW dealership by my house, right? And I would stop by and talk to the sales guy. And there was one particular guy, shout out to Terrence, man. Shout out to Terrence. Terrence was my sales guy. I still remember him because every time I would stop by, we would just chit chat. And I'm like, Terrence, you busy? Do you have any other clients? Like, no. All right, cool. Terrence, do you mind if I just sit in the car? Do you mind if I just check out the... Terrence like, yeah, no problem. Terrence, do you have a book for the latest model? And year after year, I would just stop by and talk to Terrence and have these conversations until one day I was driving by and I said, I need to stop by this place today. I need to see Terrence, and I just need to feel this vision again. I just need to relive this vision again. And so I stop at the dealership and I go, Terrence, hey man, you mind if if we could go test drive a car this time? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Again, having no clue whether I'm gonna buy that day or, I'm just doing what my normal routine was. And so I go to start the car with Terrence. It was a 5 Series at the time. It was back in 2006, I want to say. And Terrence was like, I was like, yeah, it's nice, Terrence, but I don't know, man. It's just like, it just didn't do it for me. I drove the car. It was nice, whatever. And he says, well, I have another car that you can test drive. It's the 330 with the M package. It's silver with the Alcantara leather. It hugs you when you sit in there, and it's a 6-speed manual. I said, okay, all right, Terrence. I said, all right. I said, Terrence, okay. So me and Terrence, I'm sitting in the driving seat, and Terrence is right here. And Terrence like, okay, all right, you ready? So when you go out, you're gonna make the left, and you're gonna do that. So I go and I start the car, and it was like I was taken like to my 16-year-old self, and I start the car, and I hear vroom, and then I turn off the car, and Terrence looked at me. Terrence like with his Jamaican accent, "Whappen?" I was like, what, man? He's like, what's going on? It's like, I'm done. Like, what do you mean? Like, you didn't even go drive the car. I said, Terrence, see, this is what you don't understand. I drove the car already when I was 16.
Wow.
This is what I drove. It was already envisioned in my mind. The sound that it made, I even remembered the sound. And because of that, Terrence, we can go inside and I could sign the paperwork because I want to take this car today. Mind you, I already had a car. Mind you, I already had car payments. This is going to be my second car, like literally a car that was going to be sitting in my driveway. But because of that vision that I had, because of that vision, one of my favorite scriptures talk about, the vision, though it tarry, wait for it. Because it's going to come. It's going to show up. You just got to wait for it. And it's not going to lie because it's the vision that's inside of you. It's the vision that's placed in you for such a time as this. When we set out to do Confidence Factor, we had no clue there was going to be a pandemic. We had no clue that we were going to have all the financial things. We had no clue that we were all going to be in quarantine. But here we are today with this vision that we had several years ago to impact men and to say, keep that vision going, because one day it'll be you sitting in the driver's seat, starting that vision and remembering that sound that it made. Boom. Boom. Knowing that you're in the right place at the right time. And that vision came to pass, and it was sitting in my driveway, the Alcantara leather with the 6-speed M package. And to this day, I've owned 7 BMWs since then, including the one sitting in my driveway. And it's because of that vision that God has placed in me from that day as a 16-year-old kid. I continue to have a vision, not for the material stuff now. It's cool. I enjoy it. But a bigger picture for the legacy that I want to leave on this earth, especially for men. That's all I got, bro.
Yeah. Woo! That was fire.
Yes.
Man, I always get. Listen, hey, Rudy. Every time you share that story, man, you know what's really amazing about that story is like every time when you share that story, because I've heard you tell it a couple of times, and I always like. I'm like, feel like I'm in that moment with you, man. Like I'm in that moment of your dream. Like
shout out to Andy Enriquez. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Master Storyteller Academy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm like taken to that moment, man. But it's so true. And what I love about what you guys shared is it's about possibility. What we want to really help people to understand is that you can really, truly, truly live into new possibilities, right? You can live into possibilities. Desire is possibility that's seeking expression. So if you have a desire to do something, if you have a desire to create something, we get it, right? We all been there, fellas. You got a desire and all of a sudden life hits you, right? Circumstance hits you. People tell you that you can't, right? Or whatever. These are things, this is life. Life is going to show up as a life. It's going to show up as contrast. But desire is always seeking expression. And so at the end of the day, if you hold that vision of the thing that you want to manifest and you keep, as Uncle Earl Nightingale says, that you keep progressing towards that worthy ideal. You're gonna one day go like Rudy, which is you're gonna vroom. you're gonna have that vroom moment in your life. And I'll be able to share some moments that I've had like that in my own life, which has been really, really special. And it's so interesting. You want to definitely have a community around you and continue to really surround yourself with this type of information, because it's so easy to fall back into old patterns and old ways.
Yeah.
Right? It's so easy.
It is.
It's so easy to get caught up in how I'm not good enough or there's not enough. And that whole conversation, right? It's so easy to caught up in that conversation. And so we know that. And we know even for us, these conversations are blessing us. And it's also blessing people who are listening in. And we know how critically important it is to have these type of platforms to continue to share this information. Because like I said, these brothers have been there for me in moments when I was feeling down. People think that sometimes when you look a certain way, you always have up moments. Nah. Life don't work like that. Sometimes you feel it. You're going through it.
Yeah.
And you need to have people to support you with a good word. You need to have people to support you with the new ways of perspective of looking at things. So that's why we want to invite you guys to our upcoming challenge, the Unleash Your Riches Challenge, right? If you're an entrepreneur-minded man who, is going through life, whether you're at heights of success, which we've all tasted heights of success, right? Or whether you are in a place where you're trying to figure things out, you're going through life right now, pandemic, you're going through disruptions or defining moments in your life. It doesn't matter where you are, levels you are. You always want to have a community around you because, hey, listen, I can tell you guys, I've been at so many tables where people are making 9 figures, 8 figures, and they are in a state of depression.
Yep.
Right. So don't be fooled just because you look at people's external world and think that, oh, well, they're fine. They don't need a community. No. I've been around every circle, and I'll tell you right now, don't be fooled by the external, because the external is not where people get their fulfillment. So that's why we understand having this community, having people that will support your vision and support your dream and be there for you, and be a part of a platform is really, really key to your overall success. So like I said, we want you to join us on a 7-day challenge. If you see the link below, it's Unleash Your Challenge, the bit.ly link. We're going to put that in the chat because and have something where you guys can click on, so you can actually go into the landing page and join. So again, if you're an entrepreneur-minded man who wants to be a part of a community where there's positivity, where there's realness, like real, honest, heart-level conversation to be able to move you through some of the things you're going through, we invite you to join us. So fellas, you got any last words before we close it out?
Bobby B, go for it.
Hey man, this is a judgment-free zone. This is the place where men can come be their self, man. You come, let your hair down, shave your hair off, put on a headband, whatever you want to do, man. We're gonna have fun, but we're gonna get the job done. That's what we do.
That's what we do. Love it,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
All right, Rudy.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, man. And yeah, we just posted the link below. So check that out. Click on the link. Join the challenge. We'd love to have you. Of course, check out Confidence Factor Facebook group. Go ahead and request to join. We'll accept you. And we look forward to having you as part of the journey of impacting over 5 million men. Definitely.
Confidence Factor book on Amazon. Get you a few copies.
Four or five.
Yeah.
Put them in the trunk.
4 or 5. Put them in the trunk like the cassette tapes, like the mixtapes back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Confidence Factor t-shirts coming up soon, including the cutoff joints. They're coming soon. With the bandanas, they're coming soon.
See, you gave me an idea. I'm gonna put one right there. See? Ideas.
Coming soon, man. But we heart level here, and listen, guys, if you're a man watching and you feeling lonely and you feeling isolated, you feeling like you don't matter, forget all the stuff, forget all the success, forget what's sitting in the driveway, forget what everybody says when they're around you, how great you are. Forget those things, and we're having this heart level conversation. We need to see you. We need to talk to you. We need to encourage you. We need to inspire you in this community. So join us for this challenge. I promise you it'll be worth it. I promise you it's going to change your life, but it certainly changed ours. That's all I got to say, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, we appreciate everyone who's been here. hashtag heart level,
Heart level.
hashtag heart level. Let us know that you're here. And we'll see you here next week, same time, 7 p.m., where we're going to have heart level conversations that lead to transformation. We'll see ya.
Yes.
Heart level.
Heart level. Heart level.